Yeah, you caught me. I lied, and I'm here to apologize for it. I wrote an apology. It's actually right here. Nah, but what I lied about is the title of this video. It's top 25 games of 2025, but I played like 28 games in 2025, so I'm not gonna just leave 3 off of the list because that would be like weird. Clickbait's crazy. Oh, I clickbaited the shit out of y'all. That's still the Judy juice, by the way. Alright, y'all, here we go. I don't know how to do this. Start slideshow. I've never used Google Slides before. Look at this. Your boy made a whole slideshow for this. Let me come down here. The top 25 games of 2025. It's actually 28. LMAO got y'all. You see, I'm a new person this year, okay? I'm actually making slideshows. I'm coming prepared. Y'all have never seen this type of Bassy before. Let me, I have some notes. I got notes now too, all right? I'm different today. So I couldn't figure out if I was gonna try to rank them like objectively best, like the objective most well-made games of the year, or just my personal favorites. So I kind of took both into account. So this is a mix of like what I think are the actual best games and then what were just my favorite and what I had the most fun playing. Those are the two things. What I think are the best and what I had the most fun playing. First we got this, the games I didn't play, all right? There was too many damn games, I couldn't play them all. I didn't play Deltarune, I didn't play Hades 2, I didn't play Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come 2, Death Stranding 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Arc Raiders. Are you ready? So look, and check it out. You thought I just had the numbers? You thought I just had the rankings? Hell no, look at this. F tier. We got tiers in this bitch too. There we got the Weezer T-pose right there. That is Carl Weezer, in case anyone's not familiar with him. You should be. Jimmy's mom. This is the F tier. This is dog shit games. These are the worst games that I've played of the year and possibly some of all time. Y'all already know what the first one is. Mage Arena. Look, I put notes on the side of this bitch. Look, Mage Arena, number 28, my least favorite and what I think is the worst game I played all last year. I took notes. Note number 1, this shit ass. This shit was in fact ass. Number 2, broken ass game. It was broken. We should have known from the second we heard that it was a shooter where the way you shoot is a voice activated command. We should have known that that was never gonna work. I can't lie though, running around yelling fireball was kind of lit. Only positive from this game was the meme that came from it, a fireball. A lot of slurs came from it too. But yeah, that's number 28, Mage Arena, okay? It gets better from here. I feel, look, hey, I put work into this shit. I took notes, okay? What's up, Brian? Number 27, Water Park Simulator. Okay, if you notice the cover picture looks a little weird, it's because, yeah, I stretched the picture, sucked it. I couldn't figure out how to crop the picture because every time like I said, I've never used Google Slides. I use PowerPoint, but I haven't used PowerPoint since high school, since I was making slideshows. Couldn't figure out how to crop a picture. I stretched it, sucked it. I don't care. Okay, boring mobile game vibes. This just felt like a mobile game that I would play in school to pass the time and then would get over after like a day. Home Alone kept taking shits. He did, in fact, keep taking shits in the game, in the middle of my pool, and it pissed me off. But this is number 27, Water Park Simulator, dog shit game. I think those are the only two. Yeah, those were the only two in F tier. Those are the only two that I would actually call dog shit games. Everything else I had fun. To be fair, I had fun with Water Park Simulator, but not for long. Now we're into the D tier, all right? These are games that were fun, but I'm probably not ever playing them again. And they have me looking like this, okay? Shout out Rocket Raccoon. I watched Guardians 3 the other day. That shit was kind of lit. D tier, yeah, games that were fun, but I'm probably not playing them again. The number 26 game was Skate. I had fun with it for a little bit, and then I got over it. The map was cool, I'll say that. I thought the map was cool. It was just bigger, and there was just buildings and like all kinds of little passageways that was lit, but there was like nothing to do on the map. Maybe, I guess the full game's not even out yet, so maybe that's why. I'm judging it off the demo, but fuck it. It's my list, you know what I'm saying? I got bored real quick. There was nothing to do. There was like no challenges, there was no career modes. It felt like just another skate game where they just made a new map for it, so that was cool. Yeah, there's new movement, you can climb buildings and shit, but it's like, that got bored pretty quick considering there was nothing to damn do in the game. Yeah, I didn't really like Skate that much. Number 25, Rematch. Okay, this is the first one where I feel like, well, and Skate, that these were actually like well-made games that were cool. What's up, Lucky? I appreciate you. But I just didn't like it that much because it felt like Rocket League, but without the cars or explosions. So pretty much Rocket League, but without the cool shit. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I felt like with Rematch. It was fun, but for no more than like 2 days. That was it. Just play Rocket League. That's all I'm gonna say. Rocket League's free too. Play Rocket League. Okay, rank number 24. No, I'm Not a Human. This game was actually cool. 24. Better than everything else on the list so far, right? But I will say it gets repetitive. there's multiple, like, there's some replay value because you could play it again and get like other characters and like aliens unlocked and shit like that. But to me, it was not worth playing through to unlock those because of how long and dragged out the story was, and you're gonna have to go through all that shit again. So I was like, it was cool, I had fun playing with it. I'm not going back to it again though. Okay, number 23 game of 2025, Little Nightmares 3. I only played this game. I played it for like 2 hours, and I played it at B's house, and it was kind of just an excuse for us to kick it and for her to slap my wrist every time I said the J word. Don't say the J word around B. Well, you might be able to. Watch the next YouTube video. But yeah, I will say the atmosphere and vibe was cool as hell. Like the art style, the way everything looked was cool. The co-op was fun, but some of the puzzles just felt kind of boring, and I just wasn't fucking with it that much. Who knows though? I didn't play that much. For the 2 hours that we played it, we were only actually playing for like 40 minutes. So if I played this again, there's a good chance I could rank this higher. And yes, I figured out how to crop the pictures. LMAO. Yeah, I figured out how to crop the pictures now. So there we go. Now the pictures are cropped. Okay. Number 22 game of 2025 was Loan Shark. Yeah, this one was cool. It was fun. I liked it, but it was more of an experience than a game. You know what I'm saying? You're not as much playing as you are like watching, you know, and just like going through it. But I wouldn't play again. This isn't the type of game that you play again. It was just like a one-time experience kind of thing. It was like $3. Bum-ass fish was trying to scam me. Yeah, no, he was actually in fact trying to scam me, so fuck the fish. Okay, now we're going to the C tier. Okay, mid-ad games. All right, we're about to piss off Baby B with this one. You kind of came in at a perfect time. C tier mid-ass game. Keep in mind, mid just means like average or even a little below average. People think it means ass now because the internet uses this word the wrong way. But these are fun games, and I actually might come back to them later, not like the other ones where I'm not coming back. Number 21 is Egging On. You're gonna see what I mean, B. I don't even know how to rank this because it's just like another one of them like rage games, them Faudian type games. The movement didn't feel that unique though. The levels were really cool and fun and felt different and all that. But I would play it again, but it's hard for me to rank because if I didn't stream, I would never even play these games. So I don't know. It's a fun time playing it because I get to crash out and have fun and kick it with y'all while I'm streaming it. But if I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't be playing this shit. So I don't know. 21 just felt right. The number 20 game of 2025 was Repo. Yes, I said it, bitch. I know people are gonna shit on me for this one. I did not fuck with Repo that much. Nah, this is B's one of like, I think it was like one of her favorite games of last year. So that's why I was saying that's gonna piss her off. I will say this though, it's number 20, okay? It's in the C tier. It's not in the lowest 2 tiers. But no, it was fun with the homies. It felt pointless after a while. I hated it the first time I played it, but I played it the first time with like 8 people. I only knew like 3 of them. I love Repo. Yeah, I know. So that first time I was like, I can't judge it off that. I played it again, and like if you're with the right people, it's fun. But still, it just feels pointless after a while. Like it gets to where it's like, okay, that was cool. Now what? We keep going in and robbing these buildings so we could buy new shit to keep going in and robbing these buildings. Unless there's like an end to it that I don't know about. Number 19, Mimesis. Okay, it felt the same as Repo. I feel like everything I said about Repo I could say about this, but because it steals voices and like makes clones of you, I feel like that makes it a little more fun and a little funnier and just makes it like I would rather play this over Repo. They're pretty much the same in my opinion, but that gives this one a little bit of a higher ranking for me. The fact that it can steal your voices and make clones. I shit my pants today. Number 18, a game about digging a hole. I'll say this, I loved it. I'm never playing again though, because it was kind of like tedious and shit like that. But digging holes is fun. I might actually be restarted. It's just digging a hole. Like you just dig a hole. And then you go down and you keep finding shit in the hole until you dig the biggest hole you can. And then you find a mole at the bottom of the hole. And then the mole kills you, but then you go back and then you escape the moles after you dig the hole, and then you get more tools so that you can dig another hole if you want. Stupid ass game, but it's better than Repo. All right, next, number 17 is Side Effects. What's up, Nomad? Number 17 is Side Effects. But yeah, single player was fun for like the first playthrough. Not much past that, but I will say it's way better with the homies. To play with the homies, this is one of my favorite $5 shit games of the year. I would come back to this before Repo. Alright, but this shit was fun. It's like one of the mindfuck games. It's kind of like Liar's Bar, where it's like a mind game with people, right? I feel like it's that, but with like luck involved. And it's like, in my opinion, one of the best $5 shit games of the year to play with friends. Digging a hole is better than Repo. I had more fun playing Dig a Hole than I did with Repo. Shit game, what the fuck? Good game, but also shit. Does that make sense? I feel like to half the people they think I'm dumb, but to other half the people it perfectly makes sense that a game could be shit but still fun. It was like that night we were playing Chrome Dino. Like, okay, you know whoever made that game put no effort into it, but it was also fun to play. I was playing that bitch for like 30 minutes. Next, Restaurants. All right, wait. Oh, Oh, that's why my math was off. Number 17, side effects. This one should say number 16, restaurants. Okay. It was really fun. At first, it got repetitive, and I'm not gonna lie, a little bit tedious doing the same shit over and over again. I feel like the upgrades were too few and like far between. And for Dragon Booty and Timo, here's this. This is a gambling hotline. Fuck y'all. Y'all are the reason our restaurant went under. But there is a gambling hotline right there for Dragon Booty and Timo or anybody else who needs it. It should say restaurants. It says side effects. Okay, I fucked up the slides a little bit. Which means the next one that says 16 is actually number 15. RV there yet? This shit was kind of lit, okay? No, it felt fun and fresh the whole time, okay? It didn't feel like these other little $5 games that you play with the homies where it's like you're kind of doing the same shit the whole time. It felt like there was always some new shit. Like there was always like, okay, you got to put down planks for the RV to cross. You got to use the damn winch to do whatever. Like it felt like you're always doing new shit. You got to fight off snakes. And it was $6, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, I'm still sick, my bad. Now we're in the B tier. These are the games that have me looking like this. Alright, these are above average games. These are games that I think are better than the average game that I played. Number 15, Blueprints. This one was fire, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't play it till later in the year. I've seen people talking about like, oh, it's one of the best games of the year. I don't think it is, but it's still a fun ass game. The story is interesting as hell, okay? I never finished it, but I want to. Like, it makes you wanna, it has like some kind of mysteriousness to it. The art style was cool too. I love shit like that, by the way, y'all. Like, I'm a nerd for that shit. If a game has good music and like a cool art style and shit like that, I'll be like, whoa, like my little brain will be interested. But I will say though, I don't know if I'm playing it again after that. I feel like this isn't the type of game you'd really be replaying. Yeah, this should be number 14, you're right. Which means this should be number 13. Elden Ring Night Rain, right? It was a good ass game, alright? It was a good ass game. There was cool bosses and shit. That's the first one. The map was cool. I didn't play the original Elden Ring, so I don't know if this is the same map. What's up, Mysterio? But the map was cool. It was fun to explore, like all the different areas, the different like castles and dungeons and shit like that. The weapons were cool and everything. I will say though, a roguelite felt weird for a Souls game like this. I feel like the whole point of playing through a Souls game or like Soulsborne, Elden Ring, that whole series is because you go for like a specific build and you keep building towards it throughout the whole game as you progress through. So to just do like singular runs like that and then restart just felt weird to me. So it wasn't really my shit. But overall, it's a good ass game. And you get to play with the homies. So... you know what I'm saying? Alright, so number 13, which is actually number 12, is Donkey Kong Bonanza. This one grew on me a little bit. When I first played it, I didn't think it was fun. Let me say this. First of all, let me say this. This game would be a 10 out of 10 if I was 12 years old. Unfortunately, I'm not. The movement is fun as hell. It's the same people who made Super Mario Odyssey banger ass game. People were expecting it to be that good. I definitely don't think it was. But the movement kind of lives up to the movement in Odyssey. There's so much like cool shit you could do and like little jumps you could take by doing weird movement and shit like that. So this was cool. My main problem with it though is there was no challenge at all. It felt just like a run around and do shit simulator. Oh, now go do that. Now go run over and do that. But I've seen some clips on it after, and some of the later levels looked a little more cool and interesting, so maybe I didn't play it enough. But from what I played, this is the number 12 game of the year. It just had no challenge to it. And I know some games are cool if they have no challenge, but this is a platformer where you go and like kind of like collect-a-thon. There should be a challenge to it, you know what I'm saying? So it grew on me a little bit, but I definitely don't think it was like game of the year conversation like some people were making it seem. Maybe it should be higher than this. Maybe if I played through more of just an hour of the game, then it would be higher. But who gives a fuck? It's my list, you know what I'm saying? Alright, next, number 12, which is actually number 11, Peak. Peak was lit, okay? Best game with group of homies, right? If you're playing with a group of people, this is my favorite one of those little cheap group of homies games that dropped. So that means over repo also. But yeah, nah, the little stamina and weight bar mechanic felt unique, like some shit I've never seen in the game. It was cool. Y'all know I'm weird, and like little weird shit just makes my little brain get happy. The whole thing where you're like almost there, but you can grab onto someone's hand to make it was just felt so satisfying to do, so that shit was lit. The maps were fun and interesting. It actually made me like excited to finish a level and get to the next one, and they like got like progressively harder too, which I thought was really cool. This was a good ass game. Best game with group of homies that I think dropped that year. What's next? Okay, now we're into the A tier. These games are what I'll call bangers, okay? If y'all don't know, this is Jimmy's mom right here. Jimmy's mom. This is like, we're getting up there just like Jimmy's mom. We're getting to the better ones. We're getting to the bangers just like her. Okay, number 10. Yeah, just subtract the number every time you see it until we get the top 5. Once we get the top 5, it fixes. Number 10, Clover Pit. My favorite roguelike I played all last year. I didn't play Hades 2, so y'all could get off it, okay? It was addicting as hell, I can't lie. Play this if you're autistic. autistic. Maybe I'm autistic. I spelled that wrong, but play this if you're autistic, because I'm telling you, like, for one, it was cool, it was fun, it felt balanced, okay? But like the little satisfying, it's the little dopamine in your brain be going crazy the whole time. If you like cool sounds and lights and flashy shit that lets you know, hey, good job, you did something good, you're gonna love this game. I loved this game. I might come back to this even though I finished it. Like this is one of my favorite roguelikes I've played. Number 9. Okay, this is the only double game I have on here. Let me tell you why. This is Ninja Gaiden 4 and Kirby Air Riders. I didn't really play enough of these games. Okay, I barely played these games, but I had to mention them. Ninja Gaiden 4 I did play like an hour and a half of, but I didn't, there's like a lot of story in the beginning, so I didn't get too deep into the game at all, so I can't properly rank it. Kirby Air Riders I played like 30 minutes of, but that was only the demo. I never even played the full game. Based off the demo of Kirby and the first hour and a half of Ninja Gaiden 4, I wanted to include them, and they were both fun as shit, so I'm putting both of them together at number 10. Also, Nintendo Wildin', I'm not paying $70 for Kirby. I might. Low-key, if I had money like that, I would pay $70 for Kirby. Kirby Air Riders felt cool. It was like if you could mix Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And then add whole new game modes that had you like run around collecting shit. It was just a cool ass game that's like different from a lot of shit I've seen. I would want to get that one still. Shout out Kirby Air Riders. But yeah, I just couldn't play these ones enough, so these could be anywhere on the list. But from what I did play of them, they're tied at number 10. Okay, number 9, which is actually number 8. SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. Maybe this is too high, all right? Maybe this was too high. All the lists I've seen of people talking about their favorite games of the year and like most popular games of the year, it's like this game just didn't exist. Was I the only one in the world who liked this game? Maybe. But I'll tell y'all this, is it better than Battle for Bikini Bottom? Probably. The only reason why maybe it's not is because the combat was not challenging at all. I think aside from falling off a cliff and dying, I died from combat like once throughout the whole game. I played the whole thing, the Bobathon. I'm about to drop that on the gaming channel, by the way. But I feel like from the combat, I only died once throughout the whole game. So that was kind of ass. I died at least a couple times in Battle for Bikini Bottom. But the pacing is better. I feel like you're not stuck in the same areas for as long and going back and backtracking as much as the other one. This was just a good ass game. They got boss fights in this shit now. Ass cheeks. Yeah, you could take pictures of Patrick ass cheeks too. We took a lot of those. Number 7 game of 2025. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. This shit was lit. I'm playing through this game right now. This shit is lit. It's just a good ass Souls-like. That's all it is. This shit was fun as hell, okay? The weapons were cool and interesting and like made you want to try other ones and shit like that. That was cool. The bosses were cool. Some people were saying maybe they were like, I would say I'm what, like halfway through the game. One complaint I've heard is that the bosses were maybe not challenging enough. There was definitely some that were too easy, but there was also some that I thought were pretty damn hard. So that's cool. The levels had effort put into them too. I feel like we've got a shit ton of Souls-likes last year, and I feel like a lot of them were just focused on boss fights, and the levels just felt boring, like you were just running through to get to the end, to get to the boss, and then on to the next. The levels were actually cool. There was like different paths, different ways you can go, shit you can explore. The enemies you had to fight, the little mini bosses were actually cool too, and the boss fights were good. And yeah, every boss you had to like go in with kind of a different strategy. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go in trying to fight every boss the same way, which is, I feel like, is what makes it a good ass Souls-like. The one complaint though, I will say, the runbacks were ass. There are some runbacks that are like 2 or 3 minutes long where you have to run through a long thing of enemies and then just go through it again and just spend like another 2 minutes just running through a part you already went through because they didn't put the checkpoints in the right spot or just didn't put enough. Runbacks were ass. That part wasn't cool. I'll say that. Okay, number 7. Dispatch. This is actually number 6. But yeah, to me, this one could have been in the S tier. But S tier is perfectly top 5 right now, and I'm like, let's leave it at that. But if I was separating them by tiers, this probably should be an S tier. The highest tier games of this year. This is the better story in this game than any other game I've played last year. Except for that one. We're about to get there. Y'all already know what it is. I've been glazing that shit all year. Anyway, on this game though, the gameplay was fun as hell too. The fighting was cool to watch. The animation was like, looked really good. The one thing I will say is I wish the gameplay actually mattered a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It felt kind of pointless. Like, that was the most fun part to me because I was playing the game to actually play a game. Even though the story was really cool. And like, I would watch it as a show if it was just a show. But like, I was kind of looking forward to the gameplay part of it, but it was like, if you fail or fuck up, it doesn't really mean anything. If you do well, it doesn't really mean anything. Upgrading the characters was cool, but it's like, it felt kind of pointless. Overall, banger ass game though. I think it's worth it. It was only $30 too. That's another thing I noticed about this last year is games. A lot of like independent companies have been popping off and dropping games for less than like the $60 or $70 that everybody's used to paying. And I probably won't replay it, but you can. There's like a bunch of different endings because it's one of those choice games and shit like that. All right, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? The S tier. Y'all know who's on the S tier. These games are best of the best, just like whoever is right here. Okay, that's y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is. Yeah, these are the top 5 games that dropped last year. My math was off, I guess. Yeah, I guess it was, because how was this one number 7 and then this one's we're going into top 5. I don't know. Anyway, are y'all ready? The number 5 game that dropped last year. Schedule 1. Schedule 1. Maybe if we're talking about objectively best made games, maybe this doesn't deserve to be here, but I don't give a fuck. I had more fun playing this game than pretty much every game we've talked about today so far. This shit was so fun. It was still a well-made game and shit like that. The gameplay loop was addicting and fun as hell. Okay, this shit was just fire. 47 hours. Yeah, I had 47 hours in this game. This is the game I first played when I first got my PC, and I dropped 47 hours into it fast. Okay, it was scary. Fuck Geraldine. Yeah, I will say I feel like this game probably would have stuck around and not fell off and just been relevant for a little longer if that update came a little earlier. The one that added, like, you know, actual more like problems you can run into, like other gangs and more drugs and shit like that, because it did get to a point where it felt like an idle game. You would just turn it on and have to wait it out, and it felt just tedious and boring, and like you were just waiting. But that came way later in the game. But still though, fire ass game. If y'all played Schedule 1, you know. And this shit was $20. I had more fun playing this than I did playing like the $60 and $70 games of the years. Schedule 1, in my opinion, the number 5 game that dropped last year. You ready? You ready? Number 4? Y'all ready? Hollow Knight Silk Song. This shit was fire. This shit was fire. I told y'all I'm a nerd for this kind of shit. The atmosphere, the art style, the sound design of everything, the way you would swing the sword and it would go swing and like kind of echo. It made my little like child brain happy to hear that shit. The art style too, this might be like the way the game looked. If we're talking about like atmosphere alone, this might be the number 1 game of the year, I think. This shit was fire. The exploring is fun. Like, it makes you want to explore, just the way that every time you go to a different like area, there's like different shit going on there and like different ways to move around, and you keep like progressively unlocking shit. Like, it was just a fun ass game that made you want to go through it more and want to explore. The combat was actually fun. The bosses were actually hard to beat. The soundtrack was fire too. Every time you're in a boss fight, you heard some kind of like banger of a soundtrack going on. This was just everything that a game could do right. This game did right. This shit was fire right here. You feel me? Number 3, by the way, play Silk Song. It's only $20 too. That's another reason why. Damn it. Yeah. Number 3, Split Fiction. I love this game. Okay, best co-op game of the year, I think. Not all time. The puzzles were actually really fun to go through. It's a whole ass movie. There's like, I don't know, the way it was animated is fire. The music goes crazy. It's like you're watching a whole ass movie on top of playing the game, but when you play in the game, it's actually really fun. You know what I'm saying? Almost as good as It Takes Two. I still think It Takes Two is better, but like barely. This is still just a fire ass game. In my opinion, this is like a top 5 game of all time to play through with somebody else. Shout out to this one. You became a pig though. That's what I'm saying. You became a pig and then you became a hot dog. This shit was lit. Are y'all ready? Number 2, Mario Kart. This game is ass, but it's here anyway. This is kind of fucked up because I think objectively speaking, as a game as a whole, this game is dog shit. But at the same time, it's here. Let me explain why. I could rank this in 2 different ways, right? If we're talking about as a game as a whole, this is one of the worst games of the year. Okay? It was like $80. You had to buy a whole new console just to get it. They had good tracks in the game, but you can't even play it unless you join a Discord server, because if you're just playing online, you only get to play intermissions. The way you unlock shit is horrible. You don't have to do any challenges. They have a nice, big, beautiful ass open world, but nothing to do in it except for 3 different types of missions. And when you do those, all you unlock is a sticker for your car. You don't even unlock characters. You don't unlock outfits. You don't unlock carts. You get those just by racing. So the whole things you could do in the open world are ass. At least you get stickers. The fucked up thing is you can only put 1 sticker on your car at a time. You have different characters with different outfits. Why not make that the reward for doing that shit? But no, you know how you get the characters? You get coins. And each outfit counts as a whole different character instead of just skins for one character. It was weird. No, I'm sorry. That's how you unlock the carts, is through coins. You unlock the characters by getting a Kamek item. No, having somebody else get it, and then they use it. Why is this not like 17? That's actually a really good point. It should be like 17. So the game as a whole is ass. I will say, if we're talking about gameplay alone though, take everything away that I just said. If we're talking about gameplay alone, I think this is the best Mario Kart that's ever dropped. Okay? The driving itself, the racing itself, the items, the tracks are like amazing, you feel me? The actual driving mechanics, now you're able to charge jump, wall ride, rail grinds, air tricks, all that. Like, I think gameplay alone, this is the best Mario Kart that's ever dropped. It's just the game as a whole is complete ass. You know what I'm saying? Game number 101 of 2025. I wouldn't blame y'all for putting it there. But y'all know Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the only competitive game I've ever played and actually got good at. If I'm ever playing, I don't like competitive games really. If I'm ever playing them, I'll fuck around with it for a week and get over it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the only one I would actually play, like join the Discord server and play ranked on and shit like that. And then I started playing this one. And gameplay wise, I like it better than 8 Deluxe. But if you're just like casually playing it, this game is so dog shit. I just fuck with it that much. If you really fuck with Mario Kart though and like really play this shit, you'll understand. Alright, but to everybody else, yeah, I don't blame y'all for putting this at like number 100 of the year. And then number one is some shit that's not only like, okay, let me just say this, the number one best game of 2025. Anime Horse Girls. Nah, I'm just playing. It's not that. Which it's only because this game dropped in like 2017 or some shit. If it dropped in 2025, it would be on this list. I don't know if it would be number one. But nah, the actual number one game of 2025 is Expedition 33. This is some shit that both things I was ranking it off of, I think it deserves number one on both. I think it's number one as like the objectively speaking best game of the year and also the game I had the most fun with too. This shit is just fire. I like how I was talking about Silk Song. I said everything a game could do right, this game did right. Same with this, except this shit did it better. You know what I'm saying? Too much to type. Yeah, no, that's what I wrote. I'm just yapping about this shit now. Lost Bassy arc. This shit was just fire. Okay, the story, best story of any game I played the year. One of the best stories of any game I've ever played ever. Okay, I don't even like that turn-based combat shit. That's why I didn't play it for so long. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I did. It's just fire. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play it for yourself. There's real-time shit involved too, so that's kind of what made me like it a little more. Is because even though it's like turn-based, there's still like dodging, parrying, shit like that. There's different builds you can make for each character. Every character has like a different, like something unique about them, which is cool as hell. And then there's still like weapons and shit that you can get and upgrade. And every boss fight was like fun, and actually some of them were pretty hard too. Also, y'all know I'm a nerd for this shit. The soundtrack was fire. Best soundtrack of any game I've ever played ever in my life. Check this shit out. Check this shit out, nerds. You feel me? Why is nobody getting hyped for this? I thought this shit was fire. And that's only one song, okay? That's only one song. The whole soundtrack is fire. Yeah, nah, y'all know me. If I'm playing a game, I get distracted and bored easily and I never know what's going on. I was actually locked into like every cutscene of this game. Not only was I interested in it, but if you said fuck the game and just took all the cutscenes and put them together as one movie, I would watch it. I would fuck with it heavy. I would watch it again. Best story of any game I've ever played, I think. Best soundtrack for sure. $40 too. But yeah, that's number one. That's the list, y'all.